Have you ever been in a situation where you had a flat tire and there's no one to help you? If so, you might have felt frustrated and... But don't worry, changing your own tires is not as hard as it seems. In fact, it can be a fun and rewarding experience. In this video, I will show you how to change your own tire in a few simple steps. You'll need some basic tools and a spare tire, of course. Let's get started. Here are the steps to follow. Step 1. Find a safe spot to park your car. The garage would be a really good place. You don't want to change your tire on a busy road or a slope, preferably away from traffic. Step 2. Get your tools and spare tire out of the trunk. You'll need a jack, a lug wrench, and a wheel choke, whatever. A wheel choke is a wedge-shaped device that prevents your car from rolling down a hill if you weren't careful enough. Or you can use bricks as a great alternative if you don't have a wheel choke like we are using right now. Place it behind or in front of the opposite wheel of the tire. Step 3. Loosen the lug nuts on the tire with a lug wrench. Don't remove them completely just yet. Just turn them counterclockwise until they are loose enough to unscrew by the hand later. Step 4. Place the jack under the car near the tire. Look for a metal or plastic part that can support the weight of the car. Avoid placing the jack under the bumper or the body of the car as they can get damaged. Raise the jack until it touches the car. Then check if it is stable and secure. Step 5. Lift the car with a jack until the tire is off the ground. Be careful not to lift it too high as it can make the car unstable and dangerous. Make sure you have enough clearance to remove the flat tire and install the spare tire. Step 6. Remove the lug nuts from the tire by hand and put them in a safe place. Don't lose them as you will need them later. Then pull the tire off the wheel studs and set it aside. Step 7. Align the spare tire with the wheel studs and push it onto them. Make sure it fits snugly and evenly. Then screw the lug nuts back on by hand, but don't tighten them yet. Step 8. Lower the car with a jack until the spare tire touches the ground. Then remove the jack from under the car. Step 9. Tighten the lug nuts with the lug wrench in a star pattern. That means that you should tighten one lug nut, then skip to the opposite one, and repeat until all of them are tight. Don't over-tighten them as this can damage the wheel or cause problems later. Tighten with a torque wrench. A torque wrench is a handy tool that lets you tighten bolts and nuts to a specific amount of force. This is important for some applications where you need to avoid over-tightening or under-tightening. For example, when you're working on your car engine, you want to make sure the bolts are tightened just right. Using a torque wrench is easy once you know the basics. Here are the steps.
0.
Find out the torque specification for the bolt or nut you want to tighten. You can usually find this information in the manual or online. Adjust the torque wrench to the desired value. There are different types of torque wrenches, but they all have some way of setting the torque. For example, some have a dial that you can turn, and some have a scale that you can read. Attach the torque wrench to the bolt or nut and start tightening. You should hear a click or feel a slip when you reach the set torque like this sound. This means you can stop tightening and move on to the next one. Repeat until you're done. That's it. If you want to be included in the next shoutout, please leave a comment on one of our videos uploaded. And happy wrenching! Last but not least, step 10. Set aside your tools and old tire, or you can bring the old tire to the nearest recovery or recycle center. Check the air pressure of your spare tire and adjust it if needed. You can use a tire gauge or gas station air pump for this. Remember, this is a general guide and specific instructions may vary depending on your vehicle. Consult your car's owner's manual for detailed instructions and safety precautions before attempting to change a tire. Don't miss out on our updates by following or subscribing to our page or channel. You can like the video if you want, we're not stopping you. Thank you for that. See you in the next videos, my dear repeaters.